This video is made possible by Squarespace. To get your free trial or 10% off of your website or domain, head to squarespace.com/Shelbizleee. Hey guys, it's Shelby, otherwise known as Shelbizleee here on YouTube, and today we're going to be doing what the kids call spilling the tea. I've got a glass of tea here. We're going to be talking about things that I would not buy, I would not support, that I think are wasteful, actually that you guys suggested. So a lot of these are really good. They jogged my memory, and I'm going to be telling you about a little bit about my personal experience with them and why I think they're so wasteful and why I think you should avoid them and why they're just so damn irritating that they exist. And I hope that this wakes some more people up to the wasteful things that we have now normalized in our society that I'm going to call them out on right now. And everyone likes to get cozy with a nice cup of warm tea, hoping it keeps me a little bit calm today, even if this mug is just new to me, but it's really cute, so I wanted to use it. Yeah, let's get started on things that I do not support and I don't think you should either. So this one comes from Lunar Effect. I'm gonna go ahead and put y'all's things on the screen because thank you so much for telling me these things that you wanted me to anti-haul. They definitely jogged my memory on a lot of the things that I should have been noting over the last couple of months since I did my last anti-haul, but forgot to. So she says, I saw this around Valentine's Day. It's a gift of nothing by a company called Poundland. That's literally a piece of packaging meant to go straight into the trash with no purpose. Okay, so she linked it, but I've seen this already. I've seen it on, I think on Instagram. It's literally, I'll put a picture of it right here. It's literally a box that says nothing, and it's meant to be like a joke for like someone who says, I don't want anything, and then you can buy them this box of nothing. I will say the idea is funny, and wow, whoever came up with the concept of selling something that is nothing, they're literally making money off of just packaging. Is that not mind-blowing? Like, I would love to meet someone who actually paid for nothing and just try to understand what the fuck was going through their head, because you could also literally just like give them a cardboard box from your recycling, a reusable bag, a bag, like a gift bag that maybe you had from the past. You could give them anything and just say, here's your nothing. But if people are actually buying a plastic carton that says it's nothing, I'm willing to say you have more money than brains. Yeah, it's just a little silly. Definitely anti-hauling that. I can't believe that I mean, what a genius way to make money by doing absolutely nothing, but also like how freaking wasteful. Alright guys, so Stefania, she has a good one, and it's because Easter is coming up. Now, I'm not religious, my family is of course, and they will be celebrating Easter, but we don't really ever buy that plastic grass that she's talking about, but I know a lot of people do. It's literally just like strips of plastic that they put in the Easter baskets, and then when kids go around and like pick up the Easter eggs, which are wasteful in and of themselves by the way, then they put them on top of the grass. It's just for looks, it's just for aesthetics. It's very frustrating. Now I will say there is paper grass out there that you can go and buy instead, or there's also, most likely, I think a lot of people have this, it might be groundbreaking, grass outdoors that you cut up all the time anyway to keep your yard low, and you can just get some grass from when you mowed the yard last week. I mean, it's just an idea. It's also free. Yeah, so let's just anti-haul plastic grass and also plastic Easter eggs. I know a lot of people reuse them year after year after year. Props to you, but I also know a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't bother with it because they're so cheap, and they just replace them. But I do have a video where I talked about how to have a more eco-friendly Easter a while ago. I'll link it up here, but if you don't want to see anything else about that video, regardless, there is a link in that description to compostable plastic Easter eggs, which I thought was a pretty cool idea. Okay, moving on. No idea how to pronounce her name, and I don't want to butcher it, but you can see it on the screen. This person says, single-use toothbrushes at like orthodontist offices. They're plastic and wrapped in plastic. I feel like I refer to my family a lot because they are who I have to reference for what is normal or for what people do in life. My cousin is a dental hygienist and carries around single-use toothbrushes, and like if someone's out of town and forgets a toothbrush, she'll just give it to them. Also, excuse Tippy, he's running around freaking out because I'm not paying attention to him, so he's meowing, scratching on things. He's on top of my pantry right now. Only does this when he needs attention. What is wrong with you? Oh my god. What are you doing? Harassing mommy. Hello? Crying about nothing? Story of my life? Yeah. I've gotten up and now I cannot get down. What do I do? What do I do? Oh, there he goes. Oh, yeah? Okay. Anyway, like I was telling you before, I was so rudely interrupted. Yeah, my cousin is a dental hygienist and she'll carry around those disposable toothbrushes at any moment when someone needs to get something out of their teeth. We've gone somewhere and someone forgets a toothbrush. She just hands them out like it's chill. It really bothers me, but at the same time, obviously we have different priorities in life and I try not to judge her too much for that, but it is very irritating, and I highly encourage all of you who are aware of how wasteful they are to avoid them at all costs. Purple Cupcake 78, you read my mind. So it is spring, summer is fast approaching. It's basically already summer in Texas because it's already in the high 80s. But those floats that people buy that they literally use to like take an Instagram picture and then they kind of just crap out. It's really shitty, and it's not exactly the people's fault who buy them unless you literally bought them for an Instagram picture, in which like I'd suggest finding some other form of entertainment. Instagram is not life. Can you stop? I definitely fault the manufacturers for this because they make those little plastic floaties so crappy that they don't ever last more than a season, at least not in my experience. Now you can buy higher quality tubes, but they're not cute. They're not the cute unicorn ones or the pineapple ones. Those are all just really crappy quality, and yeah, they usually won't last you more than a season. So avoid those. If you can. You can definitely avoid those. Avoid those. Sustainable Shelby, my blog name is Sustainably Shelby, so what up, but my name is spelled with an I. She says non-rechargeable batteries, and I hadn't thought about this before she said it, but yeah, there are rechargeable batteries for nearly everything. So when did single-use batteries become a thing? How wasteful, right? Because we can buy rechargeable batteries, and the weird thing, or not the weird thing, but the frustrating part is upfront rechargeable batteries cost more, like probably double or triple the price of what they cost to buy single-use ones, but that means that it pays off within 4 uses. And I know a lot of Americans don't think that way because I didn't used to, but the investment is definitely worth it if you can afford it as a one-time purchase, which generally they're not that much, even though they're a lot more than the single-use ones, to get rechargeable batteries. I really hope that in the future we start to phase out single-use things like this, but then again, it's a complete business model to sell single-use batteries, so who do I take that up with? Who do I write a letter to about single-use batteries? Not sure, but definitely always opt for a rechargeable battery. I'm sure I didn't have to tell most of you that, but tell your friends and tell your family, please. Ooh, okay, Julia says plastic tasting spoons at ice cream shops. I actually went to an ice cream shop in Portland called Salt and Straw, I think. They only have one vegan flavor, but regardless, they let me taste it with a metal spoon, and they wash those spoons, and that's the only ice cream shop I've ever seen do that. Even the ice cream shop here in Austin, Sweet Ritual, love that place, it's all vegan. They use, I think, like wood scoop things. So still single use, still better to have a reusable option, which was so cool. And I don't really know an alternative to that. If you go to an ice cream shop and you want to taste something, what do? They're probably not gonna let you hand them a spoon and use it like your own spoon. So I don't really know a way around that in that scenario other than to just not taste anything, so that's frustrating. But yeah, try to avoid those at all costs. Single-use plastic spoons at ice cream stores, you're anti-hauled. All right, now Rebecca also has a great idea, and this is why I say your ideas really jogged my memory, and you guys had some really good ones. She says food sample cups, like at Costco, they're served in little plastic cups, and you literally turn around and throw them away. So literally, they'll make little serving cups, put something in a plastic cup, you take it off the table, and you put it in your mouth, and then you throw it away. You don't even walk away with it. You don't even use it for more than 5 seconds. It's literally transported from where it is to the trash without a thought. It is so frustrating that they do this to the point where I never get samples at stores. One of Madison's favorite things to do is run around the store and get all the samples, and who am I to stop her? That's her life, that's her thing, but I will not ever get them. I don't ever get samples. because of the wasteful plastic cups. So keep that in mind next time you're in the grocery store. Maybe if someone's serving it in a paper cup and it's something that you genuinely want to try and would genuinely buy, then like go for it. But a lot of times people are just being like interested in free stuff and they'll grab the sample without thinking of it. So now hopefully I've given you a little inkling at least to think about it next time. Don't get the plastic cups that you literally just go and then it's on the planet forever for those literal seconds that it was used. See, this is the moment that I need my tea. All right, Hippie Jellyfish, really cute name by the way, says disposable candles / kitchen lighters. And I was actually gonna include this in my anti-haul. It was on my list to anti-haul single-use lighters. So it's really interesting to think about what our grandparents and even our parents used to have accessible to them and how they used to do these things. Like lighters used to be completely refillable. Disposable lighters didn't exist. And now I feel like people cannot fathom having a refillable lighter. Like I wouldn't know, well, before I got interested in this and did some research, I wouldn't know where to get a lighter that I could refill. I wouldn't know where to refill one. And it is so frustrating that just our culture overall has become so like such a disposable mentality to where anything and everything can be made into a disposable. It is very irritating. So definitely do your research, find where in your area will refill your reusable lighters, refillable lighters, and stop buying the single-use ones, or better yet, use matches. I don't want to say better yet. I'm not really sure how you get rid of the top of a match responsibly, but definitely once you've used up any matches or any lighters that you have, look into a reusable option, because single-use lighters, it doesn't have to be a thing. It should not be a thing, and I'm anti-hauling them. All right, Jelly Bean says, print out stickers at bulk stores for bulk groceries and produce. Unfortunately, I think there are not too many ways around this other than having like a crayon people can write their stuff onto. Actually, I take that back. This is what I do. I don't print stickers. I used to. It was a mistake I used to make back in my very early zero waste days. I should have put that in my video with Christina. But that is a mistake I used to make, and nowadays all I'll do is just keep a list of them in my phone. So when I get to the checkout, I can just tell the cashier, hey, that bag is this PLU. That's what we call it. But yeah, that bag has this in it, and I just hand them the codes. It's easier than them even looking on the bag trying to find the number if I'm writing it. And then if you're writing it, you have to clean it off of your bags or your jars every single time, and it can get really annoying. So what I do is I just keep the PLU codes in my phone, like I said. Yeah, something that I didn't think about in the beginning, and maybe if you're just starting off zero waste, I'm here to tell you, you don't have to use the single-use stickers at the bulk bins. You can just keep a note in your phone. So yeah, let's anti-haul those stickers, and I'm glad that I made this little PSA thanks to Jelly Bean. Avoid the stickers, let's anti-haul them. Thank you. Last but not least is a very frustrating one, and I need to go into a little bit of a rant. So, my sister is having a wedding shower very, very soon. I mentioned that to you guys. So obviously I'm hosting it. I am the maid of honor, so it's kind of my responsibility to write down what everybody got and then help her send out thank you cards. Now this is so irritating to me because the only instance in where you send out thank you cards, or at least in my lifetime, in my experience, is with a wedding shower. When I get birthday gifts, I tell the person thank you right there because they're right there and I can just tell them. It's become more of a thing, I think, recently to not open your shower gifts at your wedding shower. But even at showers that people do open their gifts in front of you and you can look at them and say, thank you for the gift that you just got me. People still send out thank you cards. I literally don't get it. And then when my cousin got married recently, my aunt, or was it my mom? Somebody complained about how minimal like the thank you card from my cousin was, and I just remember wanting to scream, thinking, she sent you a single-use card, right? Like this is, if it's a paper card, that paper had to be grown from a tree, right? That tree then had to be cut down and manufactured using greenhouse gases to be turned into a card. That card had to be shipped from where it was manufactured to the store where you bought it, and then shipped again to the house of the person who bought you the gift, just to say thank you again when you already did it in person. It is very irritating. And I was told that I was going to have to make the thank you card list at my sister's wedding shower thing. And I literally asked everyone, why is this a thing? Why is this not a thing when you get gifts any other time, but at a wedding shower you have to send thank you cards? And their answer was that it's tradition. And nothing pisses me off more. Okay, maybe there are some things that piss me off more, but this is one of the things that really gets me going. When people say we do things just because it's tradition. I hate tradition. And it's very interesting because when I was a kid, I used to love tradition, and that's a whole nother story. But now doing something just because it's the way it's been done is such an, I don't know another word for it other than ignorant way of thinking, because life is not like that anymore. We don't have to live by what standards have been for years, and if I did, I wouldn't be in the relationship I'm in because lesbian relationships are not traditional. So I guess that's when I started to really rail against the idea of tradition. But also, yeah, in the thought process of thank you cards, I'm not going to send you a thank you card just because it's tradition. Like, I'm almost so serious about this to the point where I might not even have a wedding registry when Madison and I get married, because I don't want to be expected to send you a card when I could just call you, which would be so much more sentimental. If you sent in a gift and like I got it and I'm gonna send you a thank you card, I could just call you up and like give you a genuine thank you, as opposed to sending you a card. It's just so silly. That was like, rant, so much ranting, but it is very irritating to see people use the excuse of tradition just to be wasteful and do things that are not that meaningful. I mean, to me, if I got a thank you card in the mail, I would literally go, oh, okay, thanks. And it would just be something that would get tossed out. Like, what? I just feel like there are other ways to do things these days, and we should be looking at more efficient ways, more eco-friendly ways to be doing things than just to be doing wasteful things because it's tradition. That was my point. Did you get that through the rant? Okay, thank you. Anti-hoeing thank you cards. I'll send you guys a thank you card for listening to me rant. No, I won't. I'm not gonna send you a thank you card because see, I just told you thank you right now. I mean, imagine. Ugh. Alrighty guys, well thank you guys so much for watching. I know a lot of you love when I get off into my ranty tangents, so here was one for you. If there's anything you've noticed that is specifically extra wasteful within the last couple months, leave it in the comments and let me know. And remember, until next time, you cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that you can do, like not sending thank you cards. I wanted to take this time to give a huge thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video without interfering with any of the content. They're an awesome all-in-one platform where you can go and build a website, blog, or even an online store. They have super beautiful templates that are really easy to customize and are always automatically made mobile friendly. They also offer award-winning customer service 24 hours a day, which if you have ever built a website, you know that is super, super crucial and very helpful. So don't forget to check them out. I've been thinking about building a website personally where I display companies in the Austin area that don't give you a straw automatically or who are doing other sustainable things with straws. So think outside the box. If you're into creating a website, make sure you head to squarespace.com/Shelbizleee to get your 10% off today.